Good morning, good afternoon. Hi, everybody. It's Tuesday. Come on down. We got some things to talk about. Things. I am going to be seeing people here shortly. I am confident. Here they come. Yay! Here they come. Whoops, I'm moving things around. Moving things around. Moving things. How's everybody doing today? Shout out if you're there. I like to talk to people that I can see. I could like a little comment or so. That's what I like to see. It is Tuesday's tip. We're going to be talking a little bit about hunger, especially because guess what's coming up, you guys? You know how it is. There's Lisa. We got Thanksgiving. When is Thanksgiving anyway? What is it, like 2 weeks away now? Almost 2.5 weeks. 2.5 weeks away. Do you know our free Thanksgiving menu is available? If you want it in keto, low carb, paleo, or just classic family, we have all of it. It's all there. All you have to do is go to savingdinner.com/Thanksgiving. It's all there. You can get it for free. Share the link with your friends. That's what I say. You know, I love having... I like being able to be in control of what's going on when I'm creating a big Thanksgiving menu. And if you need help with that, I have been doing this for years and years. And I also have a Thanksgiving timeline, which makes it all happen, girls. Kathy Buck says, good afternoon, and I'm hungry. We're going to address that in just a minute here. Come on in, you guys. We've got things to do today. It is Tuesday. It is a happy day. Tuesday is our tips day. We're talking about the new menus have come out at savingdinner.com. If you are a subscriber to Dinner Answers, your new Dinner Answers is sitting there in your inbox, y'all. I got mine. And it is, something good. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Donna. That's good. 2 weeks and 2 days away. I was going to go look. There's Vanessa. Good to see you. Mimi, come on in. Are you guys sharing this, by the way? Do you know what happens when you share this? Do you understand what's coming up? Next Monday, not this Monday, but next Monday, that is if Marla's back in town, I am going to be sending out to the lucky winner a body clutter book that is signed by both Marla and I, because we wrote this book. We actually wrote this book in 2005. Simon & Schuster picked it up in 2007. It was on the New York Times bestseller list for 8 weeks. Very proud of that. And we did it the old-fashioned way. We didn't buy our way onto the list. We did it with a lot of hard work. And we had a book tour. It was quite a time in our lives. And that book is a classic because that book really talks about what you're really hungry for. Because inside of us, we all have that little hole in our hearts, don't we? We have that whatever in our hearts, and we have this hunger, or we think, and we go to the fridge and we open up the fridge and we're just rattling around and looking in the pantry and, making little posts that say, I want to snack all the time. What's going on with me? Well, I want to talk about that a little bit today because this is the thing. This is the thing that you've got to take a look at right now. And that is that your hunger isn't necessarily your hunger, right? Your hunger isn't necessarily your hunger. A lot of times what's going on there is something else, something that is completely taken away from. There is a bridge, though, that we need to build. I always talk about bridges. Have you noticed that? There's a bridge to this and a bridge to that, but that's how we get around. That's how we get over things that seem like insurmountable obstacles. You need a bridge. You need something. You need to build something to get over that. And we all do. That's how life works. But we have to always talk too about what our quote of the week is, because our quote of the week is from none other than the very wonderful and inspirational Rita Davenport. And Rita Davenport, I will say, changed my life when Marla shared this quote with me. If money will change it, it's not a problem. If money will change it, it's not a problem. And I've shared this with a few people who also found it to be an incredible quote because, money, you can get money, but, you can't grow a new leg or you can't bring somebody back from being dead. But this is all about dreams. She's talking about dreams here. And in this quote, which I absolutely adore, It costs nothing to dream, but everything if you don't. And if you think about that for a minute, this is what I have been talking about for weeks, about our voices being silenced, about not having a voice, about finding out what you're all about, and really taking that time to just dig into who you are. And I will tell you something right now, that every person, no matter where they are in this life, wherever they are in this life, and believe me, in my consultations, which by the way, if you want to get into the Hot Milk Club, I think you can still get in today, but it's going to be turned off. This is going to be it for being able to do the consultations. I am completely booked with all these consultations. So this big benefit of having a 30-minute one-on-one consult with me is going to be going away, simply because I am a person and there's only so much I can do. So I hope you get in on it for this time around, because it won't be there for much longer. But, it's just, this is the whole thing though, that as we're like digging deep into our lives and we're getting past, all the crazy making that we do, and we talk about the carousel of crazy. And what really hit me, and I think I've mentioned this, but it really hit me when I was thinking about it last night as I was starting to go to sleep, was that the carousel of crazy, it's not enough to get off the carousel of crazy. You have to literally get off of it and unplug it at the same time. Because if the carousel of crazy keeps going around and around, there's a good chance you're going to bump into it again. And so finding your own personal formula, that's what the Hot Milk Club is all about. The Hot Milk Club is there to give you the information and the help that you need so that you can get off the carousel of crazy and unplug it forever and ever. Amen. Because who wants to be on that? Who wants to be tripping from one, diet guru to the next book, the next TV show, the next program, the next this, that, and the other? Do you want that? I don't want that. I want to be done with it. I want to be over and done with it. And the carousel of crazy has gone on for a long time in my life. And I bet it's gone on for a long time in your life. And everybody that I speak to, every single person that I speak to has said the very same thing, that it's just, they're burned out. They're tired of the carousel of crazy. And this is where we have to draw the line and say, that's it, no more. And this is my year. This is why we are doing the Take Back Your Life workshop. That is going to be coming up. If you have your Take Back Your Life journal already, either the PDF or the hard copy, then just watch your emails. I'm going to be sending out a calendar invite to invite you to come to the workshop. It's absolutely free if you already own this. And if you don't own it, it's $15 to get the PDF, you guys. It's not much. And then it's more to get the hard copy. I have no idea how much the hard copy is, but it's worth it. It's super cool on the inside. Every day, here's what it looks like. Every day starts with gratitude. You've got your appointments in there. You've got your intentions for the day. You've got your journal notes. And then you've got your course correction, which I love course correction because, it's not ever, is it, about doing things perfectly? Good heavens, no. But it is about doing things excellently. We can always go back and check and say, I could have done a little better on this, or I've got to fine tune this whole thing here. That's not beating yourself up. That's just taking a look at what was right. And also what was right and what could be better, or what didn't work out and what we could do to fix it so it can work out, or just adding something in or taking something out, or whatever it is that you need to do. But your days will tell you where it is that you spend your time. Your priorities will always show up. It's not about what you say, it's about what you do. You know that. I've said that 100 times. It's a big, important thing. So, hey, I'm going to give a shout out for Marla right now. You guys keep her in prayer. She is literally there right now, getting ready to pick Ben up. It's pretty exciting. Patty is with her, and she's doing well. So just keep that whole situation in prayer. And by the way, I'm just going to say that she's got an FCC pack, which is the whole kit and caboodle, all the stuff that she's got, for $75 off at the Fly Shop right now. I say grab one for yourself and grab another one to break up and give as gifts. That's not a clutter. That's just cool. And I have all the things. Believe me, Marla gifted me with a a nice housewarming with all the things. And I'm telling you, I love everything in it and use it like crazy. I also use this little guy, which is $9.95 right now, also in the Fine Fly shop. And you can see what I've done here. December 9th, that is when we start the next sprint. So if you're a part of our sprint group, get on it. Go to savingdinner.com/sprint and sign up. Let me just say something about the sprint. The sprint is a game changer. The sprint has given so many people, and I have talked to a lot of them. I have seen their posts and what have you. We're almost 2,000 people in this group. And I have seen amazing things happen with people, with this lifestyle, and it keeps getting better and better and better. You know, isn't that what we all want for our lives? We want better and better and better. Well, that can happen at any time. That can happen for you. And you know what? Sometimes taking the first step, gee, you're saying, well, I'm overwhelmed with life and this, yeah, I might have some weight to lose and stuff, but you know, really what I want to deal with is this stuff over here. Well, I have an idea for you. Start with the sprint, because you know what the sprint does? It clears out the inflammation. It helps you to start losing weight, and it helps you to start seeing the priorities that are really and truly need to be addressed in your life. And it starts with some self-care. And if you don't put yourself first, you're always going to be putting yourself last. You're going to find yourself sitting face to face with a doctor one day who's going to say, hey, I'm sorry, you know, but you've got this condition or you've got this thing going on. Nobody wants to be in that position. And I'm here to say to you, I don't want that for you either. Vanessa is saying, which is Richard Cree here, she said, my plantar fasciitis went away because of the sprint. Goodbye, inflammation. Goodbye, inflammation. This is what we're about. This is what we're about. We take the complexity of life and we just drill it down to, look, 7 days. It's free. By the way, free. Go to savingdinner.com/sprint. Share this with your friends. Share this video. This is the thing. My goal for 2020, my goal, besides having my body clutter completely 100% dealt with, and by the way, I keep going down and I'm doing really good too. I did a little, did you see me in the sprint doing my 4-minute workout? I showed you how to do it. I had my butt out there and everything. You got to see it. It starts there though, you guys. That is the foundational thing. Without self-care, we can't possibly get our lives in order. Without self-care, we can't possibly have room in our lives to grow the things that that are our priorities, the things that we want in our lives. We've got to look at this. That's why I invite you into the sprint. And I'm telling you, 100% free. And the things that have happened in that group since September, we've grown to 2,000 people. We have just seen some remarkable things happen. Hi, Amy. I see you and I know who you are. We've seen remarkable things happen. Why wouldn't we be sharing the sprint with everybody? Why wouldn't we be bringing the people that we love into our lives and saying, you know what? This made a difference in my life. It can make a difference in yours too. So, hot milk mix up. Guys, cheers. Do you drink to that? If that works for you, throw down some hearts. I like to see the hearts flying. When the hearts fly, my heart goes aflutter. So give me some hearts. So let's talk quickly about hunger. Hunger is a funny thing, isn't it? And one of the things that we really have a problem with right now, there comes the hearts. Look at you guys. You just such love machines. I love it. One of the things that happens with us is that like I have a friend, Cynthia Garcia, and one of the things that she has a show called "What Are You Really Hungry For?" Now, Cynthia had a tragic childhood. Okay, tragic childhood, and not all of us have had tragic childhoods, but yet here we are, left with these great, big, huge, gaping holes in our hearts. Right? You know, maybe we had an alcoholic father. I sure did. Maybe we just it was just a little rough, you know. It was rough at my house. My parents were fighting all the time. There was just so much going on. So much going on. But let me just tell you something. One thing that I have learned after all these years on being on planet Earth, one thing that I have learned is that filling my heart with food will never work. It doesn't work. Food isn't the answer. We think it's the answer. And how much time, I've shown you my terrible little graphics, but how much time really? We spend this much time obsessing over eating this certain food that we happen to be addicted to, but it's emotionally driven. And then we finally do snarf it down. And then we spend this much time feeling guilty and awful and everything else, and just it's an overwhelming emotional response that comes up. It's guilt, it's regret, it's the pounds, it's the inflammation, it's all the things. All the things happen. So we've got all this time where we're doing these obsessing over it. We've got this much time where we're actually enjoying it for a minute. And then there's all that regret, all the consequences, all that. And that in and of itself is the epitome of the carousel of crazy, because it doesn't happen just once. It's a habit. It's perpetual, and it's exhausting. Isn't it exhausting? Have you noticed how much time that takes up in your head? How much room it takes up obsessing over food, obsessing over stuff. And this is what we're talking about here is I had that epiphany moment. It didn't stop me, but it was an epiphany moment where I was sitting in my old brown Volvo, 1985 Volvo. I was on my way home from the grocery store. I was snarfing those M&Ms into my mouth as fast as I could with the cuts all on the top of the roof of my mouth. I couldn't even taste it anymore. And I looked over at that bag of M&Ms and I thought, oh my gosh, I've given all my power up for a bag of M&Ms. It hit me like a 2x4 going right upside of my head. Like I gave my life up for this, for a bag of candy to destroy my life, to destroy my weight, to destroy my health. This is what I'm giving it up for? Is this? Have you ever been in that position? Has that ever been you? Where you suddenly realize, oh my gosh, this has power over me. This is influencing my life, my choices. This is ruining my life. This is creating so many issues, not just the health issues, the social issues, embarrassment. It's creating so you can't do the things that you want to do with your family. And it all boils back down to this whole thing of like, we got to talk about hunger here. Because what are we hungry for? Really? Is it a bag of M&Ms? Or is it something more? Our hunger, just physiologically, it could just be water. You're thirsty, You might need sleep, or you might need some way to de-stress or rest or whatever. Or it could be finding your voice again because you don't speak up and you stuff your feelings, literally and figuratively, with food. Food's never going to love you back, you guys. It's never going to love you back. At some point, it can love your body and give you the fuel that you need, yes. But when we treat food like a drug, when we treat food as something to help us to avoid feeling, speaking up, or having to confront a situation that we don't want to, we can understand that at that moment in time, we can make a choice and be powerful and say what it is that needs to be said, confront the situation that needs to be confronted, and find our voices again. Or we can be pitiful and fall back on that old carousel of crazy and do it again and again and again. That would be like me sitting right now in the parking lot of a grocery store and eating another bag of M&Ms. And I'll tell you right now, there is no way I would ever give my power away like that again. I realized at that point in time that my power was, I had nothing. I had no voice. I didn't know it at the time, but I think at that point I was starting to blow up with thyroid issues. I was looking for anything. And let me just say this. I am a woman of faith and have been for years. God couldn't fill that hole, God couldn't, no matter how many Bible studies I did, and later on I had a talk show on a radio station, on a Christian radio station, Heart of a Woman for a year down in Southern California. So it wasn't like I didn't get that part of it. It wasn't like there was a void of not having a spiritual connection. The spiritual connection was there. There was still this gaping hole of hunger. And what I have found, and what I believe with all my heart, is that it's a lack of connection. It is a lack of connection to ourselves, to our authentic selves, to the people around us, and just for the fact that we feel like we are oppressed, imaginarily so, is that a word? Or in truth. And I've seen a lot, in my whole religious experience, in the whole Christian, radio show world, I have seen a lot that I will never report on. But it broke my heart, and it kind of shattered my faith a little bit. But I've come full circle to that and understanding that your faith is so darn personal. I have no right to tell you how to do it or how to interpret anything. I have no right to that. I have no right to judge you how you do it. You have no right to judge me how I do it. It's all personal, personal, personal. You're God, and you have that connection, whether you know it or not. It's up to you to make it, though. It's up to you to initiate and look around for it. Remember that reticular activating system I told you about? When you ask God to be present in your life, He will show up. I guarantee it. He's done that for me in so many ways with keys that I lost in the woods. He's done that for me in ways where I've just been shattered down to my face on the ground in depression. He will show up with an invitation. It's a very simple thing. But our hunger, this emotional hunger that we have, this gaping hole, is something that we have to address if we're to get off the carousel of crazy. We might be sitting here saying, yeah, but I just want to wear size 6 jeans again. Maybe you do. Good for you. So do I. That's a good goal. But attached to all of that is so much more, so many bigger things. But in the meantime, don't we have to pull the plug on the cravings machine too. You have cravings, I get it. Let's address this emotional stuff. Start journaling, start, taking control of your life. Start speaking up. God gave you a voice. Woman, speak up. Say it. Say it in love. Say it in a way that's constructive. Say it in a way that expresses how you feel and not do the blame game, and shoot everybody up with it, because you did this and you did that, I feel like this. No. Who's ever going to listen to that? I'm never going to listen to that. I've had people tell me stuff, constructively in emails, and I dismiss them as soon as they start with saying you. Nobody wants to hear that. It's ugly. And it needs to be dismissed and gone away. That is not how emotionally intelligent people communicate. Emotionally intelligent people communicate with taking responsibility first for themselves. This is how I feel. Eleanor Roosevelt very famously said, nobody can make you feel bad without your consent. Wow, that's big. So if we understand this and all about this and take responsibility for ourselves and start fixing the holes that are in our heart because we don't have that connection, we have that huge super hunger, then we can start getting better and better. And we can start filling those holes up and start really addressing the physiological part of being hungry, of craving things, of getting rid of the sugar cravings, the carb cravings, and all of that. And we have tools for that. I'm going to show you some tools. We have tools for that. What we don't have tools for, though, what I can't say, hey, go buy this, it's in a little jar, is your emotional need for connection. That's another reason why I recommend the sprint, because you 2,000 people waiting for you in a community where it is highly supportive. It is highly encouraging. And the women that come in there and the women who are active in this community, I wish were my neighbors. I would totally have, I would totally have them over for dinner all the time, just because they're amazing people. It is a tribe. It is a tribe. These are not ordinary people. These are people who genuinely care about you. Even if you're on the other side of the country, or not even in the country. They genuinely care about you. And when you feel cared for and loved and encouraged and supported, you're suddenly able to patch that little part of your heart that's no longer a gaping hole, you know? And you feel so new, and you feel like, hey, I can say something and they are going to be amazing toward me. They're going to help me with this. Or, hey, I'm really falling apart here. What do you think? And you watch, 10 people come to your rescue and say, hey, no worries. We've got you. We've got you. No one's going to let you fall, and not on my watch either. No one is going to let you fall. And so I love this. So in the meantime, we do have this physiology that we have to address, right? We do have this physiology. And I will tell you a couple of things that will really help to make a big difference. It's huge. And, in the sprint, I encourage intermittent fasting, and you do it on your own schedule, and it's all explained completely in the sprint document. I encourage you to eat as low carb as you can and go put in some higher fats, kind of keto, but it's super clean. We call it the hot melt way. And that is really amazing for moving the needle and getting your insulin resistance back. Fiber is really big, right? Fiber is so important. And so is apple cider vinegar. And it's cheap. And I bring it here to show you. This is my little bottle. I'm going to need some more here. It's got a lot of mother in here. But just a glass of apple cider, tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Make sure that you're going, this is from Costco, but make sure that you're going with an organic apple cider vinegar, because apples are on the dirty dozen and they're way too sprayed. Organic with the mother, and raw, unfiltered, fill in the blank, but just a tablespoon in a glass of 8 to 12 ounces of water, or whatever more, however much water you want. And it brings on the insulin sensitivity. This is recommended by Dr. Jason Fung. Dr. Jason Fung wrote the obesity code, the diabetes code, and is well-known nephrologist for helping to reverse, dare I say it, diabetes type 2. You're not supposed to say that on anywhere, but he's got a track record of doing this. And I'm just telling you what he said. I didn't say that, did I? But let's drink to Dr. Jason Fung. The other thing that you can get is this, and this is just a dynamite combination. This is Crave Crusher 2.0 and Leptifix. Right now they're on special. You get them both, free shipping. Check it out. We've got a link here. And I'm telling you that those two things together, they are just, it's like Laurel and Hardy. They are like, they are two little twinsies going down the path, and they make a big difference. And yes, I take them. I take them every single day. You know what happens when you have issues with your cravings? Usually your leptin is out of control. And if your insulin is out of control and you have the same thing going on over and over again, I am telling you, you got to fix your leptin. And that's what this little guy does. But this guy also fixes things together. They're just like, it's a marriage made in heaven. I love them. Two things that I love. So let's just take, these are supplements that I absolutely 100% believe in. But let's just say this too. I also believe in apple cider vinegar. I also believe in having a tribe and a community and support that you need. I believe in a good, healthy eating plan. I believe in all these things. And I believe too that when we subscribe ourselves to getting healthy emotionally, for filling in the holes that are in our hearts, we're all like this, then we have an opportunity to create a new level of health for ourselves. Not just size 6 jeans, not just having a bunch of rah-rah cheerleaders in a big Facebook group, but like actually having the change in our lives that is going to make our lives up-leveled that much better. That we can start making plans and creating a new life. That we can start listening and hearing our calling in life. That we can start finding our purpose. I don't know about you, but that just turns me on. That makes me so excited. And can I just tell you exactly what this is? When I get to help you do this, I have to tell that is my calling in life. Being able to be one-on-one with you and being able to to say to you, oh my gosh, like this is like the biggest thing I've ever seen. I've got this for you, and I see you and I hear you, and I'm going to support you any way that I can. When I get to do this, I'm in my zone. That is my thing, to be able to serve like that. So your thing is going to show up, and that's my promise to you. If you listen to what I'm saying here, as you start taking care of yourself and putting yourself into the self-care mode, and you start putting yourself into the first place and taking care of all of these things, one little thing, one little 7-day plan will make a difference. I promise you that. Otherwise, I'll give you your money back. Oh my gosh. I want you to find your voice. I want you to find your purpose. I want you to have all the things that you want for in your life, even if you don't know what they are right now. Does it matter? No, it doesn't. It matters that you take care of yourself, though. It matters that you put yourself into the first place. And it matters that you love yourself enough to surround yourself with people who are also going to love and support you. When we do this, when we start doing these things, that's when we start seeing things a little bit differently. Apple cider vinegar can do that for you. Hot melt mix can do that for you. So can our control pack do that for you. There's a link there for you to go grab it, and free shipping, by the way, till January 1st. And then at that point, we're going to start with shipping costs. So listen, I have to do that. Jama says, my stomach isn't liking vinegar. How can I get used to it? Just really dilute the heck out of it. Put it in about 32 ounces of water. 1 tablespoon and 32 ounces of water. That'll make a difference. It'll be a little bit less. Just give that a try and see if it works. So that's what I have for you today. I just want to ask you the question of what are you hungry for? For real. What is it? Is it connection? Is it that real food? Or is it just that you just need somebody in your life? That's what you need to ask yourself. Every single day, that's what you have to ask yourself. And Marla just texted me a minute ago and she said, well, they're still waiting. Okay? So good to know. Thank you for that, Marla, if you're watching. She might be sitting in the parking lot watching this right now. Who knows? Today is Tuesday. And it is time for us to start getting together for Thanksgiving, getting our stuff together. Savingdinner.com for free Thanksgiving menus. Savingdinner.com/Thanksgiving. We've got keto, low carb, paleo, and classic family with timelines, turkey troubleshooters, all that stuff. Pretty fun, huh? I don't know about you, but I'm ready for Thanksgiving. I'm ready for all of it. I love it all. And I love you, and I appreciate you, and I thank you for sharing these videos. Thank you for supporting SavingDinner.com by buying our supplements and our programs. That keeps us in business, and it keeps me here in front of you. Thank you for this time. And listen, if you need me for anything, you know how to find me. All right? Peace.